I'm at Paradise Valley Country Club in Scottsdale, Arizona. This is one of 51 golf courses in Scottsdale, and there's a further 200 courses in the immediate region. I'm here to talk about water conservation. 20 years ago, this course was served with pretty strict measures on how much water it could use. That resulted in the course losing 10 acres of turf and lots of mature trees. And that was tough for the Director of Greens and Grounds, Rob Collins, also very tough for the members, but it started a new strategy, a new plan, a new focus around water conservation. Over the past 20 years, Rob has become something of a recognised expert and leader in water conservation, and we're here today to speak to Rob about the measures he's been taking and also what he's been sharing over the years with other golf courses in the region. In part 2, we meet naturalist Bree Kenny from Troon Golf to learn about golf and desert ecosystems. And in part 3, we speak to Greg Trias and Katie Prendergast from the Arizona Alliance for Golf to learn about golf's economic, social and environmental value to the state. I met Rob at Paradise Valley Country Club to speak to him about the experience of facing enforced water cuts and what the club's first response was.
We went to the irrigation manufacturers and we said, listen, we have a problem. We had this irrigation system that was unique in that we were able to water our rough independent of our fairways, but it was inefficient. And we went back to the irrigation company and said, listen, we've got a problem. We need to get more efficient use out of this irrigation system, and we ultimately spent about $2 million on the new irrigation system. The old one was only about 10 years old, and so it was all about water. In our case, we ended up going with the Toro system. They guaranteed 80% distribution uniformity before we ever put a shovel in the ground. So that was a unique thing that hadn't been done before. In that process, I was in 2008, we achieved the 80% and we've maintained that. But what we've learned since then has been just as important. And that is that a golf course doesn't dry out uniformly. And having individual sprinkler control lets us adjust some sprinklers to water more or less based on those changing conditions. And that's the big leap that we've made in these recent years, is by monitoring soil moisture and making individual sprinkler adjustments on an ongoing basis. It's another level of efficiency.
Rob realised that data on soil moisture would be critical in managing turf and irrigation, and that technology including moisture meters would be essential. One of the turf team now focuses solely on moisture management.
We've just taken these readings and we just had some rain, so it's relatively wet out there. But we want to understand where drying is likely to occur. You see a 21. We know that that's obviously going to dry down here pretty soon, and something that we'll keep our eyes on. The other thing about this graphic is that we control its sensitivity. In other words, we set those values for those color combinations, and we do that and we change that at different times of the year so that we're better informed on the decisions we need to make. Really versatile tool. We use it every day. We're constantly taking readings. In this case, we've taken readings on a green, but we're doing this on fairways. We do this on entire golf holes every day, and we make our irrigation decisions based on these values and how fast they're changing. This has become a routine for us.
The detailed data-driven approach has not only cut water consumption, it's improved playing conditions too.
While the water savings is good, no question about it, our real motivation recently has been in changing the level of quality we produce. Our members notice that we play drier golf, more uniform golf, and it's just been a huge thing for us.
Another key strategy for Paradise Valley Country Club, and many courses looking to conserve water, has been a reduction in turf area. And as Rob showed me in a test on the 16th hole, they are also trialling a type of grass that requires less water and inputs.
We're also looking for opportunities to save water through tree and turf reduction. And so last year, we put this really what I think is an introduction of a concept that we might employ, and that is take out turf, put in desert landscape, look at alternative turf grasses, which in a moment we'll see the zoysia grass as a non-overseeded turf grass. And so this is a project that we initiated to demonstrate these ideas, and we think it's probably the direction we go.
So you're taking the areas of turf out of play, so you don't have to irrigate so much, so you're reducing your water consumption, but you're also testing here new forms of grass or different types of grass which are perhaps more drought tolerant, which require less work and ultimately less inputs, less water.
That's exactly right. So if we were to find a grass that is more durable through our season and uses less water, well, that'd be desirable. And that's what we're testing here. This is zoysia grass, and it doesn't require overseeding. We're able to control the color of it through the season with pigments and tinting it with turf paint and whatnot. What you're looking at here is unpainted. It's actively growing. We're mowing it a couple times a week, and here in early March, it's doing pretty well. And so it's ideas like this that really shape our decisions in the future. Can we find a non-overseeded grass, something that's perennial and fewer inputs and produce a similar level of quality?
As well as becoming a leading voice in water conservation, Rob has been a key contributor to the Arizona Alliance for Golf, including advising policymakers. Rob, this isn't just about communicating to the local community. This is about engagement with policy leaders as well. And your voice is now heard at the table of where decisions are made.
Yeah, it's a place I didn't expect to be, and I'm not entirely comfortable with it. But again, golf has such a great message for the community, the state of Arizona community, and we've had the opportunity to address the State Senate Water Committee and talk about golf in Arizona. Recently, I had a chance to visit with them, and it's an intimidating environment, but I was able to share that we're a $6 billion industry, $3 billion from outside of the state. And just for context, this is something that I learned, and I hadn't known this. I shared it with the state senate. We're number 4. We're the number 4 state in terms of economic activity across the country. So that's really powerful to understand the impact golf has in Arizona across the country. And the message, we spend a lot of time talking to each other as an industry. Only 10% of the population plays golf. We really need to share this message outside of golf. We have a great story to tell. We need to share it.
What was interesting about speaking with Rob is that here's a superintendent who spent most of his working life at one golf course. He understands intimately this piece of land and has built up huge knowledge and experience, and because of circumstances, expertise in water conservation. What's really remarkable about Rob is that, and why he's deserving of his place in the Arizona Golf Hall of Fame, is that he's shared that expertise, he's shared those insights, he's helped the Arizona Alliance for Golf, and he's now informing and giving insight to policymakers as well. That insight, that expertise is now being shared worldwide, and it's a remarkable testament to a life in golf. Join me next time when I meet naturalist Bree Kenny, Environmental Science Manager at Troon Golf. On a sunset walk across Troon North Golf Club, we talk about how golf and nature can coexist successfully in the desert. We spot roadrunners, quails, and even a bobcat prowling the fairways.